Thank you for staying with us. Now, President Bola Tinubu has intervened to resolve the political crisis in Rivers State involving Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor, Nyesom Wike. The president advised the two PDP politicians to douse the tension going on in the state. Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State disclosed this after the Nigeria Police Council meeting held at the Aso Rock Villa. He revealed that the president showed concern and intervened in the political and security situation unfolding in Rivers State. It can be recalled that impeachment proceedings launched against Governor Fubara by the Rivers State House of Assembly was the genesis of this problem, as the governor was accused of acts of gross misconduct.
For many political pundits and analysts, it was not a question of if the bubble will burst, but when. The toll of the crisis rocking the political atmosphere in Rivers State escalated at the weekend when 24 members of the State Assembly moved to impeach the governor, Siminalayi Fubara. This led to a different chain of events, and the state has been simmering in political tension since then. The PDP governors say they cannot sit and watch on as the crisis engulfs one of their own. They welcome the swift intervention of the Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Tinubu.
The PDP governors were alarmed at the recent developments in Rivers and welcomes the intervention of Mr. President Bola Tinubu to bring the crisis to an end. The meeting all parties to the crisis to seize their sword and resort to peaceful means of resolution. The forum further offered its platform for the quick and just containment of the issues involved.
Among other matters discussed at the PDP meeting was the recent outcome of the Supreme Court judgment.
We remain vigilant in the struggle for democracy and good governance in the country. 2. The meeting bowed to the position and strengthened PDP as a viable opposition political party, ready and willing to play its role at the vanguard of the Nigerian people for democracy, good governance, and accountability.
As the events continue to unfold, it appears the power tussle in the state between the supporters of the two major actors has only just begun as political realignments continue. Habida Lawal, TVC News, Abuja.
Well, joining us via Zoom is strategist, policy analyst, and group CEO, Global Investment and Trade Company, Baba Yusuf. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Veronica.
Now, Baba, the PDP governors have, been commending the president for his timely intervention with regards to the crisis rocking Rivers State. And I wonder what you make of this timely intervention by the president. What does he say of the president's disposition to issues like this?
Well, the president's move reflects his political dexterity and sagacity once again. We have seen this kind of scenarios played out in the past 23 or 24 years since we turned to democracy for the public. But this move by Mr. President stands out because I think he's the first person, the first president last 20-something years to say, look, let him intervene the way and manner he is intervening. Why? He is of the All Progressives Congress, while the issue is in River State, where you have a governor that is of the PDP. Interestingly, also, you have His Excellency Nyesom Wike, the immediate past governor of Rivers, who is still of the PDP, even though he's in the Federal Executive Council of Mr. President. So you see this kind of what I call special situation. But you see a president that wants to provide leadership across parties. Of course, he doesn't want his minister to be distracted. Across party lines, there is issue of nation building. We're at a very critical moment in history, socio-economic headwinds and all that. So I think it is mature and it is forward thinking for him to say, look, let me intervene. First of all, he wants to be able to be concentrating and everybody around him to concentrate on the matter of nation building and correcting the issues we have at hand. And at the same time, to have political stability in a very, very important state, just like every other state in Nigeria. Strategic river state, there is need for that intervention at this point in time so that there won't be a total meltdown of law and order. So the president's move, I appreciate it, very deft. I hope and pray at the end of the day, the outcomes, will be in the overall interest of River State, in particular the people of River State, and in totality Nigerians. Of course, the president will intervene, but let us also note that the disposition, the mindset, and the actions of His Excellency Nyesom Wike and his successor, Simi Fubara, are going to be the critical success factors. The president cannot force their hands. They are not of his party, but of course, he's the president. I hope reason, maturity, and national interest will prevail on this matter.
Well, it's always very good to hope. But then you recall that Governor Sim Fubara had challenged his detractors to come out openly, on the matters which they said that his offense that warrants his impeachment. But then I'm not sure anyone had really told us exactly what happened, why this is happening. So if this is not done or is not made known to the public or to he himself, do you feel these issues will go away?
Well, like I said, we are hoping. Remember, the mantra of Mr. President is renewed hope. That is what keeps us alive and look forward to the next day. The issues have to be looked at. We have to eyeball the issues. The two parties have to eyeball the issues. And I think part of the intervention of Mr. President is as a neutral arbiter and as a father of the nation, is to see things from an outsider and the leader perspective than the two warring factions, if you like, or the two warring parties. The governor is a sitting governor. He has to be respected. He has been empowered by the people, by the Constitution, and God has made him governor, and he has the powers around him. So parties need to exercise caution how this plays out. If we go back a little bit and see how this kind of squabbles, played out, which is not new, but a bit different in the case of Rivers. We saw the Governor Obaseki versus former Governor Shomole. We saw the fallout of former Governor Ladoja and the late Alamide Adedibu. We even saw back in the Second Republic, Mala Amin Kano versus his political protege, late Alaji Abubakar Rimi, then governor. You can go on and on. In fact, in this dispensation, about 3-4 months ago, it started with Nasarawa State governor with his predecessor, Al-Mokora. Although it has been doused and kept under the carpet, but it's still an undercurrent issue. So this is becoming a norm in the political dynamics of Nigeria with regards to holding onto the reins of power and political structure. But looking at the matter on the table today, it is what it is. It is the reality. If you ask me my opinion, in my humble opinion, we are yet to see the end of this. And I don't think, the interventions will really put, paid or stop to the entire situation. I reckon it's going to be a fight to finish because of the personality types of the predecessor of Wike, the predecessor, and Fubara, the successor, based on their personality types and their antecedents. But then, who knows? When you have a leadership, at the top that has the sagacity to bring in, sensing and influencing, most likely things may change. But I don't see that playing out that way. For my mind, we are still, up to see some different scenarios in the coming days.
Interesting. You have mentioned something that a lot of Nigerians have played up with regards to the issues going on in Rivers State, talking about the names you mentioned earlier, Obaseki and Oshomole, Lamidi Adedibu and Ladoja and all of that. And they have termed it godfatherism, but you said it's a matter of holding on to power and political structure. Let's look at the implication of this for our democracy that we have called nascent, is still growing, and how far this is impacting us or inching us closer to where we should be.
To be honest, Veronica, this is an issue. I agree we are in a nascent democracy and we have to pass through what I call the motions of evolution to get to where we should be. But then again, we should not always hide under the umbrella of political immaturity, because indeed we are mature people, we are sensible people, we are educated people, we are enlightened. And for those that came to practice democracy before us, they did not have role models to look up to. We have role models. Until we get to a stage where we go above the bread and butter politics, and I'm talking to the citizens today, of Nigeria, because we, at the end of the day, vote people into office. Until we rise above party politics, bread and butter politics, and we move to the politics of principles and ideology, including the party political players, we will not see the end of this issue. Because at the end of the day, it is bringing people into power, holding on to the reign of power by finding a way by proxy to continue to lead by proxy, holding on to the structure beyond the executive, using the legislature to, continue to keep on leash, for a want of a better word, the successor, as the case may be. And that will remain a recurring decimal in our policy, on our polity, until as a people, we change our mindset, because the leaders are a reflection of the society. And if we as a people say enough with this, we will not be used as pawns in a chess game of political players. You use us to put people in office, and you turn around and tell us the people you told us to vote for are not fit for office. We saw it play out between Obaseki and Shemoli and all the other people I listed. The predecessors swear to the high heavens and sell their successors to us and tell us they are the best people for us. And then a couple of weeks or months later, they come out and say, these people are the worst people, and use proxy wars to, paint them in the most unprintable manner. So we all know it is all about personal vested interest, not about the issues of Nigeria or the state in particular. So it's going to be a long, hard road, to be honest, because changing culture, whether it is a community or national or societal or corporate subculture, is the most difficult thing to do. And that is why even religiously, those that God has sent to change us find it very difficult to change culture. But then we should acceptance of the fact that where we are today is a culmination of who we are and how we think and how we vote, is the beginning of finding the solution at the societal level, which will manifest at the party politics level. Interestingly, we are not even seeing any concrete move by the political party PDP to deal with this issue. But I'm happy that we have a president who is looking at across party line to deal with this issue.
The party met.
It's going to be a long
The
journey.
PDP met. The governors were in Abuja. They met, and they are the ones that said they laud the president for stepping in. And we heard just yesterday, after the incident that we saw, that elder statesmen in Rivers State actually had met to also resolve the issue. So I want to believe that steps were taken by the party before the president waded in.
Well, you may say that, Veronica, it may be true, but as a student of politics and strategy, and of course, as a Nigerian, we know it's all. But I'm not pushing aside the actions of the PDP governors. But the PDP is a party, just like all progressive Congress is a party. And we know the issues the party has, all the issues around the party and the journey of their presidential candidate. The issue is that the party itself, would have waded in maybe before Mr. President. If the party as a PDP, as an opposition party, has to go and meet a president in another party to be able to provide that leadership to bring support, it tells us a lot about it. Well, but that being said, we've seen the optics of what I call the optics, political optics of the PDP governors coming together to thank Mr. President, for intervention, not to thank the chairman of their party or the chairman of board of trustees of their party to deal with an internal party issue while the leader of the country is dealing with it from the national perspective. That being said, it is good that all parties are coming to speak about it, but we look forward to sincerity of purpose and whether or not those players have the influence and the clout to rein in or to bring to the table these two, warring parties. They bid to finding a lasting solution is what remains to be seen.
Interesting. Well, the assembly complex that was attacked amounted to a waste of public funds. And we also saw a video of some
Absolutely.
youth who went to the impeached speaker, the factional speaker rather, were trying to pull down his gate. We had similar issues sometime in 2020 where slates were removed. The roof of Edo State House of Assembly complex was also removed to forestall the impeachment of one of the members of the State Assembly. Would you advocate? Well, I understand that some of these guys have been arrested. What do you think they should make of these arrests? Should they release them? Because obviously they must have been sent by, I don't know, whoever is responsible. But what do you think they should do to this kind of youth who had caused misdemeanors within the country, within the state?
And to that, who should be held to account for all of this? Because it's taxpayers' monies that will use to build that assembly complex.
That's right.
Thank you very much for that question. You see, it is very sad that, again, when the political gladiators are quarreling, fighting over their personal vested interests, like you said, taxpayers' money, and indeed, we, the Nigerians, Commonwealth, are being, vandalized. And at the end of the day, nobody is held to account. And that is a key issue. I wait to see the outcome of this by the action of Mr. President. But importantly also, with regards to the young people, the youngsters that went, that are displaying their anger with regards to the impasse. You see, let's step back a bit to the day the issue happened. You see, the Nigerian police, the governor Fubara is accusing the Nigerian police of shooting at him and all that. So you can, if we go back, don't forget, in 2003, late AIG, Assistant Inspector General of Police, Rafiki, was completely involved in the abduction of a certain governor. What am I saying? It is not just about these young civilian boys. It is about the entire country, the party, and the structural apparatus, in fact, using the institutions of coercion on one hand, because we have a sitting governor that is accusing the Institute of Coercion, in this case, the Nigerian police, of being part or being involved politically in this matter. And people now decided to take laws into their hands because of lack of confidence to that extent to say, you guys have taken side and we are going to express otherwise. Because in the absence of equity and justice or a sense of faith, that is when people will decide to say they resort to self-help. I'm not promoting self-help, but I would like to see neutrality of state apparatus in this kind of issue. It will help people to consider staying back or standing up. And for those that don't, we'll be able to be fair to say we are coming hard on them. Because this issue of the Nigerian police, for example, or the Nigerian army, or any security agency for that matter. Let me also remind you, in 2014, the former commissioner of police in Umbu, Joseph Umbu, in Rivers State, was also having the same issue with the same governor of Rivers State, where Amechi was accusing Umbu of playing a script from Abuja, to frustrate him because he moved into the coalition of the APC. So going forward is going to be a holistic affair, if we want to be fair. Yes, it's good to arrest those boys, well, if you want to, but I don't believe that is the issue. The issue is more fundamental than the aggression or the expression of displeasure by this, what I call the expression of displeasure. Right. If we will have a sitting governor in this situation, then we can expect more breakdown of law and order. I implore all parties to apply maturity, to put the sense of patriotism and nationalism. Unless we have a nation, people will not aspire to be in an office. And unless we have a peaceful country, people will not be able to effectively lead. And for the young people, stop being used as stooges and instruments of disunity in our country.
Indeed. We'll have to leave this conversation here now. Strategist, policy analyst, and group CEO, Global Investment and Trade Company, Baba Yusuf. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.